You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another episode of Red Eye Raw. Was debating doing a video on this subject, but since Red Eye Raw literally started with me talking about different YouTube policies and stuff like that, figured I might as well continue that tradition, bringing up this latest thing, and maybe some of you don't know about it, so I feel it is fair to talk about it. So, YouTube's latest update that they've been giving, right? They're saying that they're going to be having their bot, their algorithm, going and automatically age-restricting content. Now, what exactly are they going to age-restrict? Well, of course, it's YouTube, so they're vague and don't let you know. They claim it's because of parents complaining, which I don't doubt that could be a factor. It certainly could be. We all know how overreaching parents can be and how frustrating the whole think of the children argument is. Some of the people I watch have said that they think YouTube is going to specifically target political videos since we're coming up to a key time frame in several big political events. I don't know if that's true. That certainly could be a factor too. If they start, censoring things that talk about more hot-button issues. And by censoring, I mean age-restricting. I don't think it's really that censorious to age-restrict. But it certainly does add another factor where you have to be signed in to watch certain videos. And where are they going to draw the line? I mean, I swear in every fucking video I make, more or less. There's like 3 videos in my entire 1,000+ where I don't swear. And even then, that's not even a conscious decision. It's just, oh, those turned out where I didn't. Isn't that interesting? That said, I do think that YouTube is probably being at least somewhat honest about it being parents, because let's face it, parents cause a lot of problems for the internet. They just do. Look at Kappa. And that's not saying all parents, I'm just saying those, shitty parents that don't actually raise their kids and let the internet do it for them. And because of that, they have to police the internet so that their babysitter isn't being naughty because it has to be a babysitter. But, anyway, as far as other people saying there might be other motives, I don't know. I can't prove any of that, so I'm just gonna say it is what it is, but, a lot of other people are saying this is just the beginning, it's only going to get worse from here, and I also do agree with that, because let's face it, with YouTube, it's always one thing after another. It's never just one thing that's just an isolated thing. It's always just the beginning of a new cycle of bullshit, and that's probably going to be a factor. Now, some people I've watched have said, oh, but, you're less likely to get recommended if you're age-restricted. I mean, I suppose that's probably true. But I've had age-restricted videos pop up in my recommended all the time. But maybe that's just because of my content settings and the fact that I'm always signed in, things like that. That could be a factor for sure. But anyway, this automatic age restriction, it could affect many channels. It's already apparently taken effect just yesterday. As far as I know, none of my videos have currently been affected. But if they are, I honestly don't know that I care all that much. Because the vast majority of my videos are still age-restricted. Some context for that, right? Beginning of this year, I took a break from YouTube. Also, at the beginning of this year, there was the whole Kappa situation, right? And for that reason, since I was taking a break from YouTube, I ultimately decided that instead of risking it, I would age-restrict my entire channel, because I figured, oh, can't argue it's for kids if it's literally all age-restricted. So all of my videos were age-restricted at the beginning of this year. And my newer videos aren't, but I would say that the vast majority of my content is, simply due to the fact that I have to go back and manually change each and every video back, because I just clicked a button and said, age-restrict all. That was super easy. But the problem with doing it the other way around is because I actually have some videos that I do want to keep as age-restricted, such as the hentai reviews and such. So, I've been slowly going back and every once in a while fixing it, setting videos that maybe shouldn't be to being viewable by anyone. But, that said, I haven't really made it a priority, so there's still plenty of my videos that are age-restricted, but I do plan to go back and start fixing them. But if YouTube decides they want to fucking age-restrict my videos, it's not the end of the world. I voluntarily did that to myself at the beginning of the year. I still get views for it. In fact, some of my age-restricted videos tend to be some of my higher-viewed videos. For instance, my Chon's Daily Life review exploded absolutely exploded with views. And it was age-restricted very intentionally from the get-go because of the content of that manga. Even though I didn't really get into that much detail, simply due to what I was reviewing, I'm like, this is being age-restricted regardless. And obviously, I've reviewed a lot of controversial things. I've reviewed a lot of hentai, I've reviewed, adult games on Newgrounds, things like that. So obviously, those kind of videos are going to be age-restricted regardless. But, point is, a lot of age restrictions already on my channel, by my own hand. So if YouTube starts doing it, in all honesty, if YouTube starts age restricting my newer videos, then I'll probably stop fixing the older ones. We'll see. They have not done anything to my channel yet, so I'm still going to be slowly fixing and removing the restrictions on the ones where I feel like it doesn't need it. But if it does get worse and they go beyond age restriction and they start taking stuff down, or putting things in limited state. If you don't know what limited state is, it's where your video is super restricted, and it comes up with a message saying this is offensive, and you have to agree to watch it, and you can't share it. So if they start doing something like that, or they take down my videos, I've got my BitChute as a backup and my Facebook video page, which I'll link in the description below. Both of those are my backups. I haven't updated them in forever. I haven't been on that Facebook in quite some time, so I probably won't update those in a while. But if I get taken off YouTube, BitChute will become my main and Facebook will become my backup, because I don't trust Facebook any more than I trust YouTube. I trust them both pretty low. But BitChute, it will be my main if anything happens to my YouTube, and I do plan to continue to update BitChute. BitChute, for now, is mainly an archive. There are some things on BitChute that are exclusive to it, primarily being videos that have gotten falsely copyright claimed and taken down, such as my Gantz review that got me a strike, or my original version of my 91 Days review, which got blocked worldwide, and my original version of my Mazen Kaiser review, which got blocked worldwide. Or there was a shit post that was on my second channel, which also exists. I do have a second channel. It's called Team Red Eye. On my second channel, I did this shit post called Top 10 Hentai, and it was stupid. It had, like, a picture of SpongeBob with, like, the glasses, and it had, Burger King foot lettuce, but the word foot was replaced with dick, and the soundbite for the word dick was taken from the intro to the Nut Shack from the Tito Dick Man Baby part. It was really fucking stupid. But it got a strike for being misleading, which, I mean, that's fair, it was, but it was a joke. And obviously that strike was forever ago. I currently have no strikes on my channel. I'm in warning status, because YouTube actually took down my original thumbnail for my Sailor and the Seven Balls 2 review. I did actually put the thumbnail back on, but I covered it up even more. Even though there wasn't any, like, full-on nudity in it, it came really close, which is why I didn't bother disputing it, because it's like, it skirts the line enough that it could technically be in violation, so I'm like, okay, whatever. It's an age-restricted video anyway, but I did an edited thumbnail too. It's funny too, because when they removed that thumbnail, the auto-generated thumbnail was the DVD case, and the DVD case had the exact same image that was in the original thumbnail. So it's like, yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. So that's why I ultimately put the edited version back up, because it's like, look, I'm not going to get gypped because you guys did an automatic thumbnail that was exactly the same as the one you took down, more or less. But yeah, if I get age restricted, I get age restricted. Like I said, no changes by YouTube's hand has happened yet, as far as I can see. All of the age restrictions that are still in place were set by me, some of which will eventually get removed when I get around to it. Others will stay, like the hentai reviews, like I said. But if they start taking shit down, I've got my backup on BitChute and my backup on Facebook. So those are my two backup channels. I do also have a second channel that if anything happens to this one, I'll probably post an update to that. However, if this channel gets taken down, technically if you get a strike, or not a strike, technically if your channel gets terminated, you are not allowed to have a new channel then. So technically, if anything happens to this one and it gets taken down, I'm technically not supposed to use the second channel. Now, that said, I don't think I'm going to get taken down anytime soon, but with the direction YouTube is going, you never know. I personally think I've gotten rather lucky with skirting the algorithm, because I'm very much under the radar, I think, and I think that's part of what I like about having such a small audience, is that I don't get, as much attention and flack as some people might. So I do kind of revel in that, and if I ever got bigger, that would be less of a factor, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I do think that's actually, ironically, one of the benefits to having such a small channel, though, is you can fly under the radar, and I don't violate TOS ever, to my knowledge, anyway, unless they start changing it to the point where it gets ridiculous. But my videos are fairly inoffensive. I mean, Sarge and Friends can be kind of offensive. Obviously, that's kind of the point. I've talked politics on Red Eye Raw plenty of times now, which I used to be completely against doing, but, Red Eye Raw, anything goes. I'm not doing that today, obviously. But I think for the most part, I'm fairly inoffensive and tame. I do swear a lot, but I don't think that's really that big a deal. So if that gets me an age restriction in and of itself, fuck it, whatever. But yeah, anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. You get the idea. Some of your favorite content creators may get age restricted, and if they do, well, I mean, I'm still going to watch anyone who still uploads, because again, I don't care if people get age restricted. Doesn't faze me, but it does affect their advertising capabilities, because age-restricted videos can't have ads, or if they can, they're very, very limited. Last time I checked, they couldn't at all, but maybe they fixed that. I doubt it. YouTube doesn't usually fix things. Although I will say, when I got that strike on, Facts in the Late 30s, episode 1, and then I appealed it, YouTube fixed it and restored the video and removed the strike within 24 hours, and I was very grateful of them for doing that. So, you never know. Anyway, I've bitched enough. Toodles!